Next on Worcester News Tonight, a Milford woman hit and killed by a tractor trailer. We'll have the latest on the investigation. Plus, a major change for tobacco users now in effect in Worcester, how it's affecting local businesses. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Andy Madison. Milford police identified the victim killed and have located the driver of a tractor trailer that was involved in an accident earlier today on Main Street. Jackie Bruno has the latest from Milford.
Well, I was at a meeting and my son called me and says, "Get home now. Your mom needs to get up to Milford. There's been an accident."
Robert and Nancy Phillips got to the scene in Milford as soon as they could Thursday evening, devastated by the news that their longtime friend, 65-year-old Barbara Clement, was killed in a hit-and-run accident on Main Street Thursday afternoon.
I've known Barbara for 40-plus years.
This is a photo of Barbara from the Phillips wedding 35 years ago. She was their maid of honor. According to authorities, Clement had just left this bank and was walking to her car when she was reportedly struck by this tractor trailer around 4 p.m. She was pronounced dead on the scene. As for the driver, he reportedly fled and turned himself in hours later at the Middleborough State Police Barracks. As he was transported back to Milford, crews worked to process the scene, a difficult task considering many knew Clement. She was a town constable and a longtime sergeant in the National Guard. To friends, she was known as Sarge.
People are going to be sad because, it's that Sarge, everybody seems to know. You walk into a convenience store and everybody knows, "Hey, Sarge, how you doing?" "I'm good, how you doing?" So, kind of a face to see around town.
She loved everybody. She didn't care, and she would help you no matter what happened, even that rough, tough exterior that she had. But when people really got to know her, and she's got a lot of relatives in this area that really love her, so.
And that was Jackie Bruno reporting. An NFL's players' decision to sit while the national anthem is played has caused a lot of discussion about race issues, freedom of expression, and the police. Last week, 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick said he wasn't going to show pride in a flag for a country that he felt oppresses black people and people of color. Some have called Kaepernick's actions disrespectful, while others are applauding his effort to bring attention to the issue. At tonight's Anna Maria Coast Guard football game, we asked a few people what the American flag symbolizes to them.
Not only do we have the American flag flying at our house, we also fly the Coast Guard Academy flag. It's always a sense of pride.
It's our country and patriotism, and all the work it took for the founding fathers and the 13 colonies and everything like that to make our country what it is today.
In the NFL, players aren't required to stand for the national anthem. The 49ers play their final preseason game tonight in San Diego against the Chargers. Starting today in Worcester, anyone buying tobacco must be 21 or over. Some local businesses worry it will affect their sales, while the Division of Public Health is focused on making Worcester healthier. Our Brittany Schaefer reports.
They're just going to go to another city. They're still going to obtain it, but they're not going to obtain it here.
Starting today, you need to be 21 years old to legally buy tobacco products in Worcester. While the legal age is 18 in other communities, the city moved it up to 21.
Basically, this is another tool in our toolbox to really sort of delay youth from starting in the first place.
The adult smoking rate in Worcester is almost double than the statewide average. The city's Division of Public Health says it's a major issue.
Right now, Worcester has about 41,000 adult smokers, which is defined as 18 plus. So we definitely have a problem.
Some tobacco sellers in the city are frustrated and worry the move will hurt their business.
Economics of the city is going to go downhill. Anybody that has to go to another city to purchase a tobacco product, they're going to go there, they're going to spend their money there, they're going to buy their gas there, they're going to have lunch there, they're going to shop there.
I feel like when you're 18, you have the ability to live on your own, sign a contract, go to war, but you can't do something simple as make a choice if you want to have a cigarette or not.
The owner of Worcester Vapor says she has had to turn down dozens of customers Thursday who could have purchased the same items yesterday.
Frustration, especially when they're 19, 20 years old and they've been smoking or vaping for a couple years, and now they have to get in their car and they have to go to another town.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Downtown Worcester was the place to be tonight as some of the city's up-and-coming artists, athletes, and entertainers took over the spotlight. Mechanics Hall played host to We Are the Roses. The event was highlighted by the showing of a documentary following local boxer Kyrie Gray. We Are the Roses was put on by Color of Fame and brought together people from around central Massachusetts in an attempt to celebrate some of Worcester's rising stars.
We figured if we can get here and share the platform with the other brands within the city, as well as some of the other talented artists, whether it be a singer or a videographer or you do spoken word or anything, we try to get you all on one stage so that way you can share that spotlight and then bring the unity within the city and the community together more so that way we can share and share that light all together and be more on a bigger platform.
Tonight was the first time the event has taken place. Organizers are hoping to make it an annual event in Worcester. For the first time ever, the Diocese of Worcester has reached its $5 million goal. The money raised will be put towards pastoral, educational, and charitable ministries. The campaign to raise money started in February, and the diocese just recently surpassed the $5 million mark. In a statement, Most Reverend Robert McManus, Bishop of Worcester, thanked the donors and complimented the leadership of pastors and parish chairpeople for their efforts. Worcester police are investigating an armed robbery at a Dunkin' Donuts in the city. They say it happened around 2:30 Sunday morning on Grafton Street. Employees told police the store was robbed at gunpoint. The suspect demanded cash from the victims. The suspect received an undisclosed amount of cash before leaving the scene. The suspect is described as a white male, mid-30s, approximately 5'8" to 5'10" tall, wearing blue jeans and a dark-colored sweatshirt. He was last seen running east on Grafton Street. Anyone with any information is asked to call Worcester Police. Staying in the city, the man who allegedly assisted in an armed robbery last fall was sentenced to 3 to 4 years in prison today. The Worcester County District Attorney's Office says 50-year-old Joseph Stoliker was the getaway driver in a 2015 bank robbery that happened on October 20th at the Commerce Bank on Park Avenue. Police say 38-year-old Danielle Bouchon is the man responsible for the robbery. Thursday marks another Out to Lunch concert series in Worcester, but this one was a bit different. Downtown Worcester, full of food trucks, music, craft tables, and beautiful artwork. This is the first Out to Lunch series with Pow Wow Worcester. People enjoyed a variety of food options, the live band, and walking around downtown on this beautiful day, finding numerous murals right around City Hall.
Change to see people come out and actually do something, actually get out of their houses and get away from just life and just hang out. I've seen a lot of like the graffiti and the Pow Wow Worcester going around. I've seen a lot of the artwork. A lot of my friends have been going out to the underground graffiti paints and everything. Those have been looking really cool.
If you missed today's Out to Lunch event, you have one last opportunity. Next Thursday will be the last Out to Lunch concert series of 2016. The Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection has delivered new trailers to parts of central Massachusetts. These trailers will help first responders in case of an oil spill or hazardous situation. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the details.
Anything can happen at any time, and it's absolutely critical to have something like this oil spill prevention and response trailer.
In an environmental disaster, minutes count. And thanks to new funding from the Commonwealth's Capital Bond Fund, communities in central Massachusetts will have the tools they need closer to home. The Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection delivered 6 new emergency spill response trailers in Worcester Thursday.
It's a host of equipment that based on our experience, we think is valuable for a community to be able to use in responding to a spill.
These trailers will assist communities in the event of spills of oil or other hazardous materials that may pose a risk to freshwater resources.
We have very important waterways in central Massachusetts and western Massachusetts, and we wanted to make sure that inland waterways had the same type of protections that we have started to offer in coastal communities.
Prevention of fires is important for the drought conditions we're in, and protecting the water that we have is a valuable resource.
Mass DEP will provide training classes to fire departments and first responders. The trailers are stocked with equipment such as containment boom, absorbent pads, and buoys. Mass DEP will restock the trailers if an emergency were to happen.
Whenever there's an incident, they're readily available for our emergency response personnel.
Fire departments say these new trailers will make their departments more effective when responding to environmental emergencies.
So this gives us a larger capacity. We have far more capacity to deal with something other than saying, I'm going to need a total of 5+ fire trucks, all with limited, capacity.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
While the college football season gets underway tonight, the Patriots are playing their last preseason game, and for Pats fans, it's also the last time they'll see their star quarterback on the field for a while. Tom Brady will sit out the first 4 games of the regular season, finally serving his Deflategate suspension. A few Patriots fans we caught up with earlier today say they plan to watch tonight's game to see Brady play before his suspension starts. They also said they are hoping backup Jimmy Garoppolo will play well while Brady is out.
I think it's Bill Belichick. I think he's pretty good at coaching the team, so I think he'll do something for it,
Gotta love fans that have the logo shaved into their head. Brady has to be away from the team starting at 4 p.m. on Saturday. His first game back will be October 9th in Cleveland against the Browns.